rapid fire review 3 primary KPIs that you should always check regardless of industry and regardless of the stage of your business. Keep in mind that the following is also very nuanced, but for the most part, you're going to understand what you're looking for by the end of this video. Your first metric is going to be your open rate, abbreviated as OR. Your open rate is going to tell you whether or not your subject line landed. So if you have a really low open rate, you might not actually have to change anything about the content of your email, but there's no way to tell unless people actually open it. The second key metric is going to be your click-through rate, abbreviated as CTR. Your click-through rate basically measures persuasion. So what that metric is looking for is whether or not someone clicked on your link or your button that's within your email. So if your click-through rate's pretty high, we can assume that something within your email worked and incentivized people enough to go wherever you wanted them to end up. On the other hand, if your click-through rate is pretty low, but say your open rate is really high, something within your email just wasn't compelling enough. And lastly, your bounce rate is going to measure boundaries. So some people don't want your emails, or some email addresses aren't even real. And if that's the case, that's okay, because your bounce rate is also going to help you clean your email list. So while a really high bounce rate doesn't feel good to review, it's also a really good opportunity to review your list size and clean it up. That way, any future data is way more accurate. So remember, open rate means you caught my attention. Your CTR says you made me care. And your bounce rate says, I think it's time to let go. When we start thinking about these things like a story, it gets a little bit easier. Don't let email marketing overcomplicate whatever plans that you have for it, okay? There's definitely a lot of nuance, like I said before, and your benchmarks are going to vary from industry to industry and sometimes service to service, right? Keep that in mind, but seriously, you got it.